never taking the time to just really sit and be with the Lord and listen for Him. God is always speaking, but are we listening? Hey, y'all. Thank you for joining me for Job chapter 30 today. Go ahead and grab your Bibles and we'll go ahead and get started. Just a reminder, I am reading the New Living Translation. So let me know, has it been easier to understand it as you're listening? I hope so, but I'd love to hear from you guys. All right, so let's jump right in. Job 30, verse 1. But now I am mocked by people younger than I, by young men whose fathers are not worthy to run with my sheepdogs. A lot of good they are to me, those worn out wretches. They are gaunt from poverty and hunger. They claw the dry ground in desolate wastelands. They pluck wild greens from among the bushes and eat from the roots of broom trees. They are driven from human society, and people shout at them as if they were thieves. So now they live in frightening ravines, in caves, and among the rocks. They sound like animals howling among the bushes, huddled together beneath the nettles. They are nameless fools, outcast from society, and now they mock me with vulgar songs. They taunt me. They despise me and won't come near me, except to spit in my face. For God has cut my bowstring, He has humbled me, so they have thrown off all restraint. These outcasts oppose me to my face. They send me sprawling and lay traps in my path. They block my road and do everything they can to destroy me. They know I have no one to help me. They come at me from all directions. They jump on me when I am down. I live in terror now. My honor has blown away in the wind, and my prosperity has vanished like a cloud. And now my life seeps away. Depression haunts my days. At night my bones are filled with pain, which gnaws at me relentlessly. With a strong hand God grabs my shirt. He grips me by the collar of my coat. He has thrown me into the mud. I'm nothing more than dust and ashes. I cry to you, O God, but you don't answer. I stand before you, but you don't even look. You have become cruel toward me. You use your power to persecute me. You throw me into the whirlwind and destroy me in the storm. And I know you are sending me to my death, the destination of all who live. Surely no one would turn against the needy when they cry for help in their trouble. Did I not weep for those in trouble? Was I not deeply grieved for the needy? So I looked for good, but evil came instead. I waited for the light, but darkness fell. My heart is troubled and restless. Days of suffering torment me. I walk in gloom, without sunlight. I stand in the public square and cry for help. Instead, I am considered a brother to jackals and a companion to owls. My skin has turned dark, and my bones burn with fever. My heart plays sad music, and my flute accompanies those who weep. So, one thing to remember is that God is not to blame. And whatever you're walking through, it's never the Lord is doing this to me. It's the Lord who's causing cruelty toward me. And there's a note here that I do want to pick up on and read that's in this Bible. And it says, as his suffering went on, Job began to feel certain that God wasn't listening. Yet Job hadn't given him the chance to answer. Often we, like Job, talk about God and even talk to God, but we don't stop long enough to let Him talk to us. God speaks to us through His Word, the Bible, and through our times of prayer and meditation. We need to sit still and wait for God to speak to our hearts. I know I have been guilty of that, where I can be in the Word, I can pray, whether it's intentional set times for that or even just throughout the day. And what do I do after? I close up the Bible, close up my journal, and I get up and start my day. And never taking the time to just really sit and be with the Lord. and listen for him. God is always speaking, but are we listening? And that means shutting down the noise, setting your phone aside, turning TVs off. That means taking sometimes even worship music and turning it off and just being still and quiet before the Lord and giving him that opportunity to speak. Because sometimes people have it in their minds that God's going to come with a loud, booming voice, but that's not really the case. He's often in the still, quiet, small voice. And you really have to listen to hear it. So take time after you pray to just stop and listen. And you may not hear something every time, but there's going to be times that God will speak to you. And you'll know it inwardly. There's going to be just this stirring that's of something to pay attention to, or a thought that may come up. Sometimes some people hear the audible voice of God. He will speak to you in how he knows you will hear him and understand. So be encouraged with that. And make sure to take the time to stop and listen to God as well. I will see you guys tomorrow for the next chapter in Job. Bye.